This is the first time I've ever tried a lip stain, and it is very unforgiving. I watched a lot of tutorials on how to apply lip stain after I already applied lip stain, so for the next time that I never ever put this on again, now I know how to do it. I tried washing it off, but as is the nature of a stain, it doesn't wash off. So you get a gothic reach today. This is just gonna be like a catch-up video. I want to fill you in on what's going on this summer. Steve, just school. Things are kind of transitioning at work a little bit, so he's looking at new job opportunities. I don't know, he may just write it out. His company is transitioning to new ownership. We're just not sure if he'll be there long term or what the deal is. So he's currently looking around at new opportunities. Evie has a fun summer planned. She is doing dance classes, which she loves. Okay, hammock. And she's been talking for the longest time about wanting to take princess ballerina classes. So I signed her up for dance classes at Charisma Studio, and she had her first dance class last Monday, and it was just the cutest thing watching her out there. She was very attentive to the teacher. Just, you can tell that she's just very passionate about wanting to learn how to dance, and it's so cute.
Because I'm just so cute.
That's why I can't take a picture of you?
Uh-huh.
Sounds like a reason to take a picture of you.
Because...
Are you excited?
Yep.
It's your first day of dance class. Woohoo! There were 3 other girls by the end of the class, and I'm sure there's going to be more next Monday as parents slowly jump on the registration bandwagon. I hope it stays kind of small because it was really nice to only have a few kids in the class because the teacher was really able to give her a little bit of one-on-one attention. It all seems to come very naturally to her. She's been watching enough shows that have ballerina scenes in it. Like, she loves Angelina Ballerina right now. A lot of other shows that just have little ballet snippets, so it's not just dance that she loves. She's a very good dancer, but she loves specifically ballerina dancing. Ballet dancing. I know what it's called. So I went to Target before her dance class and got her all her ballet stuff, so she was decked out in class. Maybe overkill, but super cute, and I think she really had more fun with it being all dressed up, feeling like she was a real ballerina because she had the tutu. I also signed her up for swim lessons this summer with a really, at least according to the internet, a reputable swim company that specializes in infant and toddler water safety and teaching them how to float, probably more survival skills for little babies in the water, which sounds comforting to me because we're at my parents' house and they have a pool. And we're actually going to be out by August. So I've put this off for a long time because I'll wait till the wind dies down a little bit. We ended up selling our tiny house. Reason being, Steve really does not have the time between work and school to put any time into the tiny house. Most of the stuff I do is cosmetic. I don't do any of the hard labor. I leave that to Steve. It was overwhelming us, and honestly, it's really hard being passionate about a project and sticking with it and motivating yourself to finish it when it's not something that's for you anymore. When it's not your dream anymore, it's hard to keep pushing for it. I was coming back from the little Mother's Day weekend camp out that I had with my family and Evie. On my way back, Steve had sold it, and they were driving out right as I was coming home. And it was just this really bittersweet moment of appreciating the project for what it was. It taught us so much, and grateful that we were able to sell it before it was ever finished, that there was someone in Utah that ended up being interested in it. And it was also really kind of sad to see it go. I mean, it's like it's a little bit of a dream that we had, you know. It's like this vision of traveling and living minimally and being able to go wherever we want to go, and you know, those things I know we can still make happen. It would have been so hard with a toddler to tiny house it, especially in our tiny house. At the heart of my dreams, I don't think it was a tiny house specifically. So I know that we can still work toward good things. You know, whether it's self-sufficiency and learning to be a little more independent and, you know, travel. We don't need a tiny house to travel. We could get a trailer and we could head all over the country even without a tiny house. It's a bittersweet goodbye, saying goodbye to that tiny house project, and it's a little bit of a huge relief to not feel like we have to completely finish it. That's probably the biggest thing that happened. Otherwise, it's very low-key here. We hit up the splash pad all the time. There's libraries everywhere that have really good fun programs that Evie's been going to. I've been doing a lot of little landscape projects around my parents' house, which has been so fun. I love just kind of having a blank canvas to work on. And in the long run, that's really the dream, is just to have a huge piece of property where neighbors aren't anywhere in sight. You're completely isolated, and it's just this blank canvas that I can do anything to, that I can beautify, that I can just make it my own. So we actually own a house with friends that we bought as an investment property. We moved out to build our tiny house, and we've been renting out our half of the house. Because it's an unofficial duplex, we've been renting out the basement to student renters, and their contracts are up in August. So once their contracts are up, because we don't have our tiny house anymore, we're just gonna move back in there, kind of sit it out. The housing market in Utah is really rough right now for buyers. To sell, yeah, it's great. But for buying, not so great. So we don't wanna buy a different place just yet. We kind of want Steve to be able to finish school, and then we want to have the freedom and resources to go wherever we want. So we don't want to get tied down with a place here. So we'll just move back into our old duplex house and then see where life takes us. Who knows? Maybe we're gonna buy an RV and tour the country. But wherever life takes us, we appreciate you for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the flip.